Imagine arriving in the United States full of hope, ready to work hard, study, or reunite with your family, only to find that the legal pathways to stay are now far fewer than they were before. For millions of immigrants, this has become a harsh reality under recent policies. Today, we're going to break down exactly what has changed, how it affects people already living in the U.S., and what options may remain for those seeking to build a secure life here. This is critical information whether you are already in the country or planning to come, because understanding the rules is the first step toward protecting yourself and your family. Under the Trump administration, immigration policies shifted in ways that tightened access to legal residency, work authorization, and humanitarian protections. What this means is that individuals who might have previously been able to adjust their status through family connections, employment, or special programs now face higher hurdles. USCIS and Immigration and Customs Enforcement have increased scrutiny of applications, and several legal pathways have been reduced or eliminated. To make sense of this, it's helpful to look at the specific areas where options have narrowed and understand the step-by-step implications for immigrants. First, let's talk about family-based immigration. Traditionally, U.S. citizens and lawful permanent residents could sponsor close relatives, including spouses, children, and parents. While this process is still available, recent changes have made approvals slower and more difficult. For example, consular interviews abroad are often delayed, and the administration has increased the criteria for proving relationships. A married couple may now face additional questioning about the authenticity of their marriage, requiring joint financial documents, affidavits from friends or relatives, and other proofs of life together. These measures are meant to prevent fraud, but they also create extra challenges for families trying to reunite. Employment-based immigration has also seen significant changes. H-1B visas, which allow skilled workers to enter the U.S. for employment, are now subject to more detailed scrutiny. Employers must provide extensive evidence that the job requires specialized skills and that the foreign worker meets these qualifications. Applications that were once approved with minimal questions are now reviewed more thoroughly, sometimes taking months longer to process. For immigrants relying on employer sponsorship, this can be stressful because delays may affect legal status, work authorization, or the ability to maintain their job. Temporary protective programs, such as Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, commonly known as DACA, have faced uncertainty. While the program continues to provide relief for some individuals, changes to policy have limited the ability to apply or renew protections in certain cases. For example, people who previously might have been eligible for deferred action may now encounter new requirements or additional documentation requests. This creates a situation where young immigrants who grew up in the U.S. must navigate a complex legal environment to stay protected. Another important area is asylum and refugee applications. The Trump-era administration implemented policies that made it harder for asylum seekers to enter the United States or have their claims fully considered. Border restrictions, accelerated removal procedures, and stricter credibility assessments have reduced the number of successful asylum claims. This means that immigrants fleeing danger in their home countries may have fewer options to find safety and legal recognition in the U.S. If you are considering an asylum claim, it is vital to understand these procedures and prepare all required evidence carefully. In addition to limiting legal pathways, enforcement measures have increased. Immigration authorities have focused on stricter identification and removal procedures. People who previously may have been given leniency or temporary relief can now face detention or expedited removal if they do not meet the updated legal criteria. For example, someone living in the U.S. without legal status may now be prioritized for removal, even if they have family ties or a history of community involvement. This has created anxiety and uncertainty for millions of individuals who were previously able to remain with fewer complications. To understand how these policies play out in real life, consider the story of Javier, an immigrant from Guatemala. Javier has been living in the United States for several years, working in construction and supporting his family. Under previous policies, he might have been eligible for adjustment of status through a family member. However, with the stricter review and additional documentation required under recent regulations, Javier's application was delayed multiple times. He had to provide more evidence of his residency, employment, and family relationships than ever before. While he eventually succeeded, the process caused months of stress and uncertainty for him and his family. Stories like Javier's show that even individuals who are eligible for legal pathways may face greater hurdles now. Student visas have also been impacted. F1 and M1 visa holders must now demonstrate stronger ties to their educational programs and more rigorous compliance with study requirements. Schools may be required to report more information to immigration authorities, and students must maintain careful records of attendance, course completion, and on-campus work. Any misstep, such as a minor drop in course load or a gap in enrollment, can jeopardize a student's legal status. This means that immigrants pursuing education must be highly organized and proactive to maintain their eligibility. For those on temporary work visas, such as H-2B or L-1, the review process has also tightened. Immigration officers now request additional documentation about the employer, the nature of the work, and the qualifications of the applicant. Delays or errors in submission can result in denied applications or loss of status. This is particularly important for workers in industries like hospitality, agriculture, or technology, where many immigrants rely on temporary visas for employment. Maintaining clear records and understanding the rules is essential to avoid disruptions. The administration has also focused on tightening public charge rules. This means that individuals who use certain public benefits may now be considered less favorably when applying for green cards or visas. While programs like Social Security and emergency health care may still be available, reliance on non-cash benefits or long-term public assistance can negatively affect an applicant's legal standing. This change has made planning and documentation more critical than ever for immigrants seeking permanent residency. While these policy shifts may seem discouraging, it is important to remember that legal options do still exist. Knowing your rights, understanding current regulations, and seeking professional guidance can help you navigate the system. Immigration attorneys, accredited representatives, and community organizations can provide assistance with applications, documentation, and interviews. Their expertise can make a real difference in ensuring applications meet the higher standards now required. Preparation is key. For family-based applications, gather comprehensive documentation, marriage certificates, birth certificates, proof of joint finances, and any other evidence that clearly establishes your relationship. For employment-based applications, ensure that your employer provides detailed letters, contracts, and proof of qualifications. Keep personal records, tax documents, and pay stubs organized. For students, maintain enrollment records, attendance logs, and any correspondence with your school or immigration office. Being proactive is your best defense against delays or denials. It's also critical to respond quickly to requests for evidence or other notices from USCIS. Ignoring these requests or missing deadlines can result in outright denial. The system has become less forgiving, so attentiveness and timeliness are essential. Work closely with legal counsel to understand what is required and ensure that all documentation is accurate and complete. While enforcement has become stricter, it does not mean that all paths are closed. Many immigrants continue to adjust status, gain work authorization, or achieve citizenship. The difference now is that preparation, accuracy, and understanding of the new rules are more important than ever. Being informed allows you to navigate the system confidently and reduces the risk of unexpected complications. Another important point is that public perception and policy priorities can change over time. Future administrations may adjust the rules, reopen certain pathways, or introduce new protections. For immigrants today, staying informed, documenting your legal standing, and being proactive ensures that you can take advantage of any opportunities that may arise. Knowledge and vigilance remain your strongest tools in a more restrictive environment. Community support is also valuable. Connecting with local immigrant advocacy groups, legal aid organizations, and trusted advisors can provide guidance, resources, and emotional support. Immigration law is complex, and having access to professional guidance can make the difference between a successful application and unnecessary delays or denials. In conclusion, the legal landscape for immigrants under the Trump-era policies is more restrictive than in the past. Family sponsorship, employment-based visas, student visas, temporary protective programs, and asylum claims all face higher scrutiny and additional requirements. Enforcement measures are stricter, public charge rules are tighter, and delays are longer. For anyone navigating the system, preparation, diligence, and professional guidance are essential. While fewer options exist, understanding the rules and acting proactively provides the best chance of success. Thank you for watching this overview of how legal options for immigrants in the U.S. have changed. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe to Legal Focus USA for more updates on immigration law, guidance on applications, and clear, trustworthy information to help you navigate your path. Staying informed is your best tool for protecting your rights and securing your future in the United States.